Moving day should have been an exciting fresh start on wide-open land, but an HOA neighbor ruined it. After years in the crowded city, I finally bought my dream property, a massive ranch on the edge of town. My house sat just beyond their official border, completely private, clearly marked, and paid for in full. All I wanted was peace, quiet, and a few cows. But to Brenda, my peace was an immediate provocation. The day I arrived with my moving truck, she was already standing on the sidewalk with crossed arms. Her dark sunglasses were perched like a hawk, ready to strike at any moment as I unloaded my heavy boxers. I didn't even have both feet out of the truck cab when she called out loudly, "Excuse me, sir, you can't move those boxes in there." I looked at her, utterly confused by her absurd demand on my own driveway. "Into my house?" I asked. "That is not your house," she sniffed. "The previous owners moved out months ago, and you are trespassing on HOA property right now." I just smiled at her with polite restraint. "Ma'am, I just closed on this private property yesterday. Here's the official deed." She waved her hand dismissively at me. "Oh, those can be easily faked. We've had squatters before, so I'm calling police." She dialed immediately. I went right back to unloading my heavy boxes, figuring she would eventually realize how ridiculous she sounded. But 10 minutes later, I saw flashing red and blue lights approaching. 2 police officers stepped out of their cruiser, resting their hands on their belts. "Afternoon, sir. We got a report of a suspicious person entering a private residence." Brenda stood right behind them. She looked as smug as a cat with cream. "That's him." He broke in through the front door. I pulled out my phone quickly. "Officer, here are closing documents, the title, wire confirmation, and agent info." The police officers looked over my documents, nodded, and radioed dispatch to verify everything. It took about 45 seconds before official truth came back. The property was indeed registered to me. One officer turned to face Brenda directly. "Ma'am, this man owns the house. You called 911 on a legitimate homeowner." Brenda's mouth fell wide open. "That can't be. The HOA board didn't approve this sale." The officer raised an eyebrow at her. "Ma'am, the HOA doesn't own or approve private real estate. You might want to check your bylaws." Brenda started sputtering about neighborhood standards and vetting. The officers had heard enough of her excuses. They gave her a firm verbal warning for filing a false police report and wasting emergency resources. But her annoying behavior didn't stop there at all. When the cops left, she marched right back down my private driveway. "You'll regret this," she hissed angrily. "We'll find a legal reason to fine you." I just smiled. "You can't fine me. I'm not in your HOA." That made her freeze in her tracks. "What?" "Yep," I said, pulling out my survey map. "See this line? My property starts 3 feet past your jurisdiction. You've got zero control over my land or my life." She went quiet as realization sank in, then turned and stormed off. A week later, I got an official letter from the HOA demanding I register as an adjacent member and pay a $500 maintenance fee. My lawyer sent it right back with a single sticky note attached. "Return to sender, not a member." Never will be. To make sure there was no confusion, I put up a sturdy wooden sign by the main road. The sign read, "Private ranch property, no trespassing, no soliciting, no HOA drama allowed." The local sheriff stopped by later, laughing loudly. "Heard about your moving day fiasco with Brenda?" he said. Brenda's been real quiet since that day. "Good," I said, sipping my coffee. "I'm just getting settled in. Can't have her thinking she runs my ranch." He grinned widely. "Oh, trust me. She knows who runs what."